Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to do a quick reading for Sunday, September 7th, 2025. I know I haven't posted in a few days. It's been quite busy, but that happens. So, as I try to get a feel for tomorrow's energy, remember that if this does not resonate with you, then please move on. And let's get started. Let me do this real quick. Okay, I know, I did it twice. So, I kept getting in my head over and over again the message Age of Aquarius, and I'm not sure why. I'm not a master astrologer or an expert by any means. I'm only relaying the message that I received. So it's kind of interesting that I get that, and it's kind of nearing the eclipse. I think it's tomorrow, actually. So apparently it's supposed to start like either in the 20th or 21st centuries. But I mean, how things are going, I don't think it has started yet. I think that it has to do with like the physical death of someone that is currently in power, and I don't know. Anyway, I'm using my Starlit Garden deck because I figured, Age of Aquarius, it's celestial, so I would use my celestial Starlit Garden deck. So let's get to it. Okay. Let me just pull one more card, again, for clarity and just for a better feel of what I'm trying to say. So the first card is the Hermit, and the second card is the Ten of Pentacles. So I think really like with this reading, it's really all about just like introspection and looking about or thinking about how you can be of service to others. And in the end, with the Ten of Pentacles, right, this will kind of move things forward and like push us into a better place than we currently are. So let's hear more. I haven't used this deck in a while, so it's a little clumsy right now, but it'll get better, I think, as I kind of move it along. Okay, so we have the Sun. So what I'm getting for this is that, like, with the Sun, it's really going to help us kind of realize our potential with how well people work together and the benefits of what happens when people work together to make things happen, to move things forward. And so I think that this introspection with the Hermit is really just about like realizing that it's not all about like one person, like me. It's all about everyone else and what makes everyone else happy. Right. we have the Empress. So we're really kind of coming into this new beginning of nurturing, caring kind of energy. And so this kind of works well with just the message I was receiving. I just couldn't wait to, I couldn't just not say anything. So the Empress also really kind of sheds light on how important it is to work together and to think of the whole instead of just the singular aspect of one person or an identity or whatever it is that we're doing now. This isn't to say that individualism is frowned upon, because it's not. It's just that individualism is more along the lines of sort of standing out, but at the same time, the whole message overall is more about just being like a connected group that works well together. So, let's get a little bit more. The Lovers. Okay, when I looked at this, I thought Gemini, like right away. It could be. It could also be like this sort of choice that we have to make, this choice for the greater good, as opposed to how, instead of just the singular kind of focus, instead focus on the group and everyone else. And I mean, yes, sometimes yourself, like do what makes you happy, but at the same time, really look at what you're doing and what we're doing as a society that really kind of makes us not exceptional. Also, that song, Age of Aquarius, it's like, the Age of Aquarius, Age of Aquarius, just keeps going over and over in my head. So, we have the Eight of Cups, and this is underneath the Hermit card. So, what I do is, like, I pull 5 cards, and then I put the next 5, like, this 6th card, the Eight of Cups, underneath the Hermit, and the 7th card is going to go under the second card I pulled, the Ten of Pentacles, and so on and so forth. So we have the Eight of Cups, and like I said, we have this choice. We have options to move forward, right? Because look at all of these options in this image, right? This person is just standing there kind of at a loss for what to do and isn't really kind of making a choice, but there are just so many options and opportunities that we have to really kind of move forward. And it really is kind of, okay, it's a blessing and a curse. So the Eight of Cups is like, yeah, we have a lot of these options, but it's almost like, well, what do we choose, right? Because if we choose one, then what about the rest? And I think it's okay to choose one and prioritize it over the others, but also work on the others as well. Right. The Six of Cups. It's all about working together, and everything that we do together kind of breathes life into whatever it is we're creating. Because look, like the little cup that the two children are holding is just like, you know, it's something they've created together. So I think with a lot of this, it's all about just sort of moving forward in choices and really kind of realizing what we're doing. And I'm almost wondering if a certain card is going to pop up, but we'll see. Because, you know, working together, like, yes, it is good, and it does have its setbacks as well, but I think that over the course of time, instead of just doing one thing for one person, or, you know, one thing for the 1% or whatever, it's more about like 500 things for the 99%. So we have the Six of Pentacles, and in this image, I see like this older person giving something to this younger person, right? This sort of childlike figure. Okay. And so it's almost like, I mean, I was saying about, you know, the 1% and the 99%, but it's almost as if the 1%, well, they are controlling everything, and the rest of us are just kind of sitting here like, oh, like, please, sir, can I have some more? Like, yeah, it's really kind of messed up in that sense, but it's also about like giving to others as well, to those who are less fortunate than some of us, and just really kind of good faith is kind of a good thing, because, I mean, having sort of being a good Samaritan, do you know what I mean? So it's more like being a good person overall, instead of just having like, you know, maybe the top 5 companies in whatever, like in the world, like feed everyone. I don't know. This is, anyway. Sometimes I get a little bit too much in my head, and I make connections where no one else seems to. And it is both wonderful and terrible, because no one knows what the hell I'm talking about, because that makes sense to me. So we have the Knight of Cups next, and with the Knight of Cups, I really think this person is, in the image, is really just kind of bringing in like new kind of energy, sort of this sense of like leadership energy, right? So I've noticed that in a lot of my readings lately, I've had a lot of like leadership kind of cards or reads that I've done. So there seems to be like some kind of leader energy around my readings, like leadership, for example, but maybe this person can represent like sort of the incoming kind of goodness, if that makes any sense. Like heralding the incoming love and connection and light and good emotions. Yeah. We have the Page of Swords. this card is, I think this really kind of just means, like, hold on. There we go. Yeah, anyway, the Page of Swords is really just like sort of this new energy of rethinking our values and our systems of how we've done things, and kind of really bring in this new era of thought. I'll pull a couple more cards and then do a top and bottom read. I've already pulled 10, but I figured I'd pull maybe like 2 or 3 more just to see. Huh. Okay, so right. This card, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and as soon as I saw it, I thought New World Order. Okay. I can't really explain what that is, and we have Strength as well. So Strength and the Nine of Pentacles is like really all about getting results, and getting results from all of this sort of community that we're starting to really focus on, instead of just the singular and, you know, me, it's going to be us. So I think that there's a lot of really like good forward movement, but I think that with the Nine of Pentacles and Strength, it's also like our work is almost done. We just have to kind of tough it out to the last, you know, to the last and final stage, until this new kind of era or eon or whatever comes into play. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is a lot of like sort of really reevaluating our values system. So that could be, you know, working together as opposed to being more individual or independent. And independence isn't necessarily wrong in this case, but I think with a focus, like a grander focus on everyone, sort of like a communal kind of focus, then I think, or community-based focus, then I think that like it would just be, yeah, like, and with a community focus, everything would just kind of be like allowing us to really kind of assess our mistakes and figure out like where we went wrong and how we can improve. One more card and then I'll do a top and bottom read. I know I said 2 to 3, but 4 is good too. Maybe 5. We have the Tower. And the Tower. This kind of just, it needs to happen. This is just something that is, it's kind of inevitable. Like, we can't just focus on sort of individual exceptionalism. We have to focus a lot more on acts of, like, community acts, or like just bigger, more social experiments and problems, like, and how to fix that, because without anyone really kind of doing anything, it's not going to happen. I'll do one more card. But also, I think, like, yeah, like, with the tower, yes, it is something that, like, really needs to happen. It's going to happen so we can rebuild and restructure everything. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So, of course, this will be a lot of hard work, but at the same time, I'm thinking with the Eight of Pentacles card in this reading, it's more about, like, how to really analyze what we're doing and the work that we're doing and how best to help each other, as opposed to one or two people. So, yeah, that, let's look at the top and bottom. So the top is the world, on top of the world. And the bottom is the Five of Pentacles. So there are going to be people trying to stop us from working our light and sort of stop us from guiding others into this new kind of era of thought and consciousness. But with the world, it's really just kind of the end of an old cycle, something that we're really starting to just get over. And I mean, in terms of, like, we're over it, like, we're done. So, but also, like, sort of getting over and also processing this sort of old world order that's not really working for anyone except 10 people. So in a world of 8 billion, 10 people is not a lot. So, yeah, this is really just all about community and, like, just really working together, finding common ground, just really kind of helping each other out and not focusing as much on individual accomplishments, but as more of, like, a community accomplishment or like a social accomplishment or something like that. So, that is all I have for you tonight. This, I don't know if I said this before, because it's almost midnight, but this is for September 7th, 2025. So I hope everyone has a good evening and an even better day tomorrow. Bye, everyone.